Shall we continue with the Donathon, the Double or Nothing contest, specifically with Toxic's run? He is on level 3 now after beating CRR in Game 5, sweeping Red Mob. He has gotten himself Vatira in round 3, the last best of 5 that he'll play, and $250 on the line. Let's get into Toxic versus Vatira. Here we go, it's Toxic versus Vatira in the Double or Nothing-a-thon contest, whatever you want to call it. I might not have talked about it too much in the intro, but these guys deciding whether or not they want to try and double up their money and play another match or cash out. Now, Toxic is playing against Vatira, somebody who did cash out. Vatira has played before. I believe he won twice, maybe even 3 times in a row, and then cashed out. And now he's going up against Toxic, who is also trying to get his 3rd win in a row to potentially cash out. The only difference is that Toxic is playing under the new rule sets that have increased the prize pool, so a bit more on the line for Toxic, or maybe another Donathon run for Vatira. Or maybe he'll just get his win and Toxic's and then cash out again. Who knows? But Toxic is going to get on the board with his first goal. Vatira just got done playing in the Coupe de France this last weekend. And I'm sure he doesn't want to put too much stock in the results in terms of ordering the European teams. But also, I think just getting reps with Juicy has been good for him. He did end up finishing bottom 3 of the top 3 teams. He was, of course, still top 3, but Mates, Vitality, and KC playing in that tournament. It is going to be KC who comes in 3rd. I wasn't able to watch the last couple games. Or sorry, I shouldn't say last couple games, but last couple days. So Saturday and Sunday of the tournament. I wasn't able to catch, so I don't know how KC was looking. When I left, KC was undefeated, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know what happened between then and now. Clearly they have a bonus when I am watching their matches. Sorry I couldn't catch the final ones. The question is, can he recreate his undefeated 1v1 run, even if his undefeated 3v3 run in that tournament was ended? He's going to be headed to France in November. Well, he's already in France, but he's going to be headed to the LAN in France. Nice backflip flick. I think that's just in automatically. Oh, not quite. Wait! Toxic almost able to make it back. Vatira just flipped away because he knew that he had gotten it done. If Toxic had even any boost at all, although he didn't use his last 7 boosts there, which is what was so interesting to me. I wanted to see it again because it felt savable. And he was holding on to boosts that, of course, doesn't matter if you just let the ball bounce in. Yeah, bottom 3 of the top 3 teams. I know it's an interesting thing to say, but it really is, you know, kind of the lowest that Vatira will ever get. Look at this shot from Vatira. We watched it from Toxic POV. We're going to have to catch it again from Vatira POV out of the attacking corner. Great air dribble, reset, backboard double. Even got one more reset to finish it, whether he needed it or not. Vatira faking the kickoff. And then diving on the ball, able to evade Toxic. Pre-flip is going to put him way ahead of the play. So now he's going to have to scramble back, not in control of possession. Vatira, high pop. Toxic able to handle that pop. Counterattack, both of them on very low boost though. Toxic plays a bit of keep away, does not want Vatira to get the ball for good reason. Now he's got a boost steal and a pretty starved out Vatira in nets. Vatira though handling Toxic's attack from the corner. This is why it's so impressive when you see players able to create strong opportunities out of the attacking corner of their opponents. Not an easy place to play from. Worth noting when someone is able to score from there consistently, kind of like Vatira just did on his last possession, where he was able to get up into the air and put on a fancy shot. And now he's going to wait in his own corner, play a little bit of keep away, and it is going to be not quite good enough as Vatira needed to get one more touch to put it on target. That one bounces off the post and outs. 3-3. Ooh, Toxic got greedy, was trying to cut it straight back in field. Was maybe assuming that Vatira was going to race to corner boost and they were both going to go try and, you know, pick it up, but Instead, Vatira played ball and read that Toxic was going to cut it right back in. Toxic flick top right. My goodness, the placements. Absolutely beautiful placements on this flick. Keeping it away from Vatira. And rewarded with a little ping off the posts. Vatira, nice play over the top of a early dive from Toxic. And it's going to be 5-4. Toxic had a big boost advantage, and I guess he must have thought Vatira was not going to be jumping off the back wall. But Vatira not likely to be one to just let that fall cleanly and leave it available for opponents. Vatira wants a boost steal, actually gets something much better. A demo and a boost steal off the ceiling. Has a reset. Wasn't able to use it to any effect. The ball does drop down to Toxic, but he's able to pick up the midfield, force Toxic all the way back to his back wall. Question is, what does Vatira have in store? Again, he baits Toxic into a challenge and then pre-flips out to the ball and taps it over the top of him. This is not the best setup. The only way this setup really ends up being good is if you're able to bait somebody in and get them to miss like he just did. And now it's 6-4 because of it. Vatira dunk. Couldn't get a powerful follow-up with 0 boosts. Toxic does not want to play the aerial game. He wants to play the ground game. Vatira has been challenging well. He's been challenging early. Have to imagine we're going to start to see some early flicks from Toxic as he tries to deal with that. Or you can just put power on an aggressive flick. And maybe Vatira won't be able to get there in time. This is a very interesting rotation, too. I'm not sure Vatira needed to jump up on the side wall for that dash. Pulled him even farther away from the net and maybe made it impossible for him to make the save. But he's going to fake this kick off. Toxic reads it. Cannot get a meaningful flick. And now both him and Vatira playing on low boost, playing a little bit chicken. They're going to back off. Vatira is going to be allowed possession on the back wall. He has baited Toxic in a few different times. And he might be trying to do it again. Toxic isn't falling for it nearly as bad as he did last time, but he felt like he needed a challenge at the midfield, and Vatira is going to double this in his sleep to make it 7-5 and probably secure this game number 1. Chip shot from Toxic. Vatira just lets it fall to the ground. Didn't go to the kickoff at all. It's going to pay off. Now he's just putting on shots for fun. I don't think Toxic even came back. Yep, Toxic is sitting in the other nets. Vatira tapping the ball forward. Wants to get a touch. He's going to continue to get goals. Clearly, this game is over. Nobody has officially forfeit in the chat or anything. But Toxic is far from tryharding in this moments. And Vatira will get one more. 10-5. As Vatira pads the stats. And why wouldn't he? Maybe just a little bit more mental edge as we head to game number 2. Game number 2. Toxic and Vatira. Toxic, I think, got all the way up to up 4-1 or something. I think he put on a lot of early goals, only for the game to end 10-5 Vatira. So Vatira currently on a good roll. In fact, there's no reason to believe Vatira will ever lose based on what we've seen from him in the Donathon. The only reason he's not still running it up even higher is because he himself decided to take a break. And I think there was a chance, in retrospect, that both him and Juicy cashed out because they had that tournament coming up, which they have now completed. I don't know if that means they might be trying to grind just a little bit more. But either way, it's going to be 2-0 for Vatira as he's able to get this far enough out. Toxic maybe wanted a second touch off the back wall. If he did get it, it would have lobbed it way out of play for Vatira, but the miss means it's an easy tap-in. Toxic with a big advantage now. Can he convert it? Vatira on fully 0 as Toxic looks to try and score, but Vatira has escaped. Made it into the blue half. And now has maybe even put himself on offense. Not the best touch ever from Vatira out of the corner. Now he's having to go protect himself from own goaling. Toxic popped it straight up in the air to make sure Vatira missed, and then brought it to the nets to get his opening goal of game number 2. I do not like coffee, so does that mean I like my coffee like I like my women? I don't think so. Vatira. High up to the sky. Toxic does not want to challenge. He will drop back down to the ground and play it from there. Has a boost steal. That 50 is not great for Toxic, and surely the boost advantage for Vatira is too much on this follow-up play. Vatira reset. What was that? Did he actually get another reset after that flip? Either way, it's not really something that sets up a great opportunity. That will do just fine. Vatira's going to give him the nice one. As Toxic put him to sleep with the fake. And then chipped it past him to bring it back within 1. Really snappy wave dash kickoff from Toxic, but his wave dash pointed away from the ball. Vatira's been playing so speedy every time he gets possession, including all of his challenges. He's turning and challenging Toxic immediately. Problem is, you can often get ahead of yourself. Vatira so far really hasn't done that, but he does that this time, as his shot is not nearly good enough to get away with it, and allows Toxic to tie the game. Oh, Vatira, delayed kickoff gets perfectly read. I want to see this from Toxic POV. Did he change how he hit this kickoff to try and beat it? Yes, he did. Oh, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell. He still, didn't chip the ball. He flipped into it, but I think he might have seen the delay and got just enough height. But he ran this one exactly the same way, though. It does not bounce over the top of Vatira. Toxic just waiting this one out. He knows Vatira's in trouble, and no need to panic. He'll eventually give Toxic his opportunity. Toxic headed to his ground game once again. He fakes Vatira on the jump initially. Vatira, what a save. My goodness. He did end up jumping back in the air after he had got Vatira landing down from his early pre-jump, but Vatira still found a way to make the save. He's trying to keep this game relatively close. Toxic not able to get his perfect placement we saw from him earlier. This time it's posting out. Pre-jumping Vatira does tap it away. Now he's trying to make sure he doesn't get demoed. You see that last bit of extra boost while Toxic was staring down at the ground because he knew he was likely to be a victim. But he did dodge the physical play. And now he's still around to play some defense. Vatira faked there. Toxic didn't fall for it. Toxic on 5 boosts deep in Vatira's half. Knows he has to be careful with every challenge. Does get a 50 here with Vatira. And buys himself an opportunity to double jump and lob this towards the net. Should be easily saved. That was the best shot Toxic could get with the boost that he had. But he has done a good job of doing these little pops over the top of challenges around the net. Gets Vatira to miss. And he'll make it 6-3. Vatira fakes the kickoff. Toxic, I wonder if he was going to try and fake it much closer, if he just read that Vatira wasn't coming to the kickoff and he didn't want to hit the ball to him. Either way, this kickoff sequence is going to favor him. Buffalo! Stay with the 33 months. TTS does not work during the show match, so we will not be hearing that witch say boo. But I'm sure it sounds something like boo. I can't do the witch. I don't know. Anytime I've ever tried to copy the witch, I just nowhere close. Vatira, a demo with a minute left to go, should give him his 4th goal. Needs to try and work 3 goals back. Vatira out of the corner, has the reset wave dash flick. Toxic keeps it out. Vatira, ooh, able to hit Toxic with a bit of his own medicine by popping it way over the top of him. This time he does it from behind the play, though. Just catching it with the tail end of his car to send it straight up. And Toxic almost able to get back because of how high it went, but still a Vatira goal. 49 seconds now for Vatira to get a couple more. Toxic trying to score a quick kickoff goal, and he does. He is known. He is a player who does this often. Some might say he is the kind of guy to win kickoffs. Wouldn't be me, personally. Vatira in the back corner with a 100 boost and needs 3 goals, needs a miracle, needs a 50 to go straight to the nets. That will do. That will keep him in it and give him a chance. Toxic thought he was going to send that over to the side wall around Vatira, but really just helped the pinch. Toxic has no interest in going to the kickoff with the game on the line. He'd rather fake it with 30 seconds left to go. And now maybe playing a bit of keep away as he wastes out the time. He does not want to go until Vatira is forced to challenge. Now, can he stay alive? Yeah, he's going to get bumped here and counterattacked. Toxic not explicitly attacking the net. Maybe resulted in him giving up the ball in a way he would not normally do. If he had been looking to shoot just a bit more, he could force Vatira into a defensive position, and that's the problem with time wasting without ever shooting at the net, is you often leave yourself exposed. Oh, what a save. 0 seconds, 50 will keep down. Toxic does get a game, but just barely, as he's able to hold on against Vatira to equalize this series. Game number 3. Toxic and Vatira. Toxic gonna fake the kickoff to open game number 3. Toxic denying his air dribbles in a way that not a lot of his opponents will in the 1v1 game right now. Whenever that ball rolls to the side wall, almost everybody accepts their air dribble, tries to make something out of it. Toxic still prioritizing that ground game in the 1v1s. Almost able to get a 50 from an unorthodox use of a ceiling reset from Vatira. Toxic air dribble reset, wants a dunk. No, dunks on both sides. Not going to find their way in. They favor the defense. Vatira went for the boost steal. He did not get distracted by the couple pixels he would have had to turn in order to pick up the midfield 100, because he knew what his real task was. Starving Toxic out, and every single bit of that time mattered. And he got there just before Toxic, and it ended up paying off. Bit of a gamble from Vatira to not pick up the midfield. I mean, you could argue he did it on accident, but I think he was just locked in, running straight towards the boost that Toxic needed. And that boost steal was able to eventually convert for a goal. So he's got a 1-0 lead. Toxic lobbing this one up to the back wall. Trying to do so again, this time with a half flip. Vatira was up for a potential shot. That didn't happen. Was he trying to pogo to avoid a bump attempt? Oh no! Vatira got him so dirty. Vatira flipped past the play. Vatira should be shooting this on net, which is why Toxic is panicking. By all means, Vatira should shoot this. When he misses, and then Toxic just slams it in his own net for him. Absolutely brutal. Vatira Save off of this kickoff into an air dribble. Toxic challenges early and almost kind of from a surprise angle from Vatira POV. Toxic booming this one to the other side of the field. A little camera check to see if he was going to have to deal with a Vatira chasing him down. Toxic is currently headed to the midfield. You can see Vatira wanting to make sure he's not trying to challenge him. Recognized he was going to give him the space to go up sidewall, so he did. Now Toxic on the bounce dribble, using the last bit of boost to flick a nothing burger towards the nets. Means Vatira easily saves and gets a dribble of his own, and he loves going in the air. We see a real clash of preferences here in this matchup. Vatira, basically every time he has space, is headed to the skies to try and get an aerial going. And Toxic, every time he has space, wants to get to the ground, wants to get to his flick game, and is even doing so much as to cut away balls that are headed to the side wall that just about anybody would take in today's 1v1 game. Toxic double jumping directly into Vatira. He's looking to see if he's going to have to try and beat him to the ball, which he is. And can he beat him to it again? Yes. Vatira had nothing left. It takes over half the game for Toxic to get on the board, but he does. And now he's got himself a little bit of a hill to climb. Nothing too bad. Hasn't dug his hole too deep. Toxic, man, he has slammed that post a few different times. And the past couple times, he has not been able to follow it up for an easy goal. Forced into the air now. Won't deny this opportunity as Vatira falls off the ceiling. Gets a great 50. Toxic going to be forced all the way back. Because if he did not, Vatira would have been able to rip a power shot. Nice save. Still not out of the woods, though. Sure, he bought himself time for a couple pad pickup, but Vatira still in big advantage. He got, whoa, my goodness. I was going to say he got way too far ahead of the play, and he has completely lost control of the ball, but maybe that was the plan all along as he flips back to the ball and puts it behind Toxic. You would never predict that based on what you see Vatira doing. By all means, you should be assuming that he lost it, but whether it was improvisation to fix a bad setup or the plan all along, it was a great play from Vatira, and he's up 4-1. Vatira double denied. Toxic should go quickly to try and not allow Vatira to get boost and get in good position, and that's exactly what he does. Vatira can try and get the position early and play without boost, or he can force himself to rotate back in a bit late by picking up the 100. That's what he chose, and he was not able to stop the flick. Toxic resets. Not able to get anything going, except Vatira's not forcing him to, so he'll just continue to bounce. Vatira waiting on the goal line. Toxic eventually gets the 50. Toxic gambled and said, can you really win this 50 with the ball 50% of the way in the nets? Chances are probably not, even though he kind of did. It was quickly forced back in. Vatira's still up 1, though, undercut by Toxic. Toxic wants to take advantage of this, position he's put Vatira in by undercutting him on low boost. Does not want to take his sweet time. He does cut it right back on target. Vatira flipping back to the wall after fake challenging. Down to the ground, but the bounce goes over the top of him. He was angling such that he was expecting Toxic to give this one more touch as it landed back down. He thought it was going to be a shot there. Instead, Toxic did nothing, and he let it just bounce up high. And that ends up being a perfect fake to make Vatira go flying underneath. Ooh, Toxic needed to connect on that flip after getting bumped. Vatira right back in the lead. And Toxic, I don't know what he's been up to when Vatira's been scoring goals, but he's doing a lot of no movement at all. You never know if someone's taking a sip or setting their control down, wiping their hands. The other option that I want to not believe is tilt. He could be tilted away. This game is still very winnable, though, which is why he needs to stay locked in. He is trying to save boost, be patient on the back wall, but Vatira is going to score. Just got awkward as he tried to land on that post, didn't get the perfect landing, and then reversing back up. Never going to be easy to intercept. Now Toxic needs a miracle kickoff. Cannot pre-flip and get the bump on Vatira, which means Vatira will be able to stop the ball from going straight in. This is scoreable. Oh my goodness, Vatira undercut him. It would have taken all of his boost. He should have been able to sneak it in the top left, but they just kept fighting each other, and that ended up favoring Vatira. Toxic tried to pass it to him. Couldn't get it in the net. Game number 3. The second game win for Vatira. Game number 4. Donnie says, are you locked in? Because this could be out of prize money after this. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is the final series ever if Toxic is able to win. Maybe that means we'll be out of money completely. Or maybe not. Maybe he could run it up even higher. Koi, thanks for the gifted sub yesterday. I also think I thought I did. Mentally, you know, I mentally did thank you. It was during the shared hype train. So just know that deep in my brain, you were thanked. Toxic trying to move quickly after the Vatira miss in attempts to capitalize. Vatira gonna back off here. He knew Toxic had a free touch, but he would just be forced back to play against the full boost defender, and he's gonna be able to score on that full boost defender. Toxic trying to stick around. Instantly challenging after that weak pop from him. Vatira will send it over the top of him. Toxic trying to get a first touch reset. Vatira now on 0 boost. Doesn't matter. Toxic prioritized the boost steal, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the 0 movement at all from Toxic. Very often indicative of tilts. Toxic power slide cuts. Did get Vatira to go flying by, but wasn't quick enough to be able to get anything out of it. Vatira dove in deep. Toxic, if he had hit this a little bit softer, might have had an easier shot, but doesn't matter. He is still able to score his open nets and is back within 1. Toxic pops up, throws one at Vatira. Vatira not taking this across the net like Toxic assumed. You can see Toxic immediately flipping across the net in hopes to cut him off, but Vatira actually went straight down the side wall. Toxic keeping ball cam on to be able to see Vatira behind this. Now needs to be careful because Vatira is going to be chasing him down. Kept his speed up, made it so that there was no dumb opportunities, and now he's trying to counter the power shot the other way. Vatira makes the save at the cost of using up a lot of his boost. Interesting flip from Toxic as he pulls away from the ball. Wanted to get his low 50, but didn't keep possession for very long. Not the best setup from Vatira. Was hoping for some kind of double off the back wall, I imagine, quickly from the ceiling, because he knew he had a slight advantage. If he had gone really fast, he'd be able to use it. But the touch went straight down, allowed Toxic to get the clear. Great last second save there from Vatira to maintain the lead. Toxic denies this angle and is actually headed out to the midfield where he expects Vatira to put the ball, which is exactly where he did, but now Toxic on 0 boost will have to back off. That's not the best flip ever. In fact, it's just a handover of possession, and Toxic, he likes to play his ground game, so he will catch the ball and take a slow air dribble bump. Vatira, oh my goodness, how did he save that? We'd have to go back and watch it from Vatira POV, and we might get to right now. Toxic. Oh, nope, we don't get to see it. He jumped onto the back wall, or on the side wall, and by the time the replay showed us. Great save from Vatira. 2-goal swing. Thought it was about to be an equalizer. Instead, more cushion for Vatira. Toxic wants to use his classic flick. If he could place that top left, probably would be able to score from it, but you have to be so perfect when the defender is already there waiting in nets. Reset shot saved by Vatira. Should be able to clear it to the corner. Toxic is trying to wait out to cut that off. He did get a first touch. Now Vatira on 0 boost. Able to bump Toxic. Buy himself a bit of time to pick up the midfield 100. Here's another flick. Punish attempt. Vatira gets just enough. Toxic keeping it in play. Has a reset. Vatira still up high. And Toxic thought for sure Vatira would drop down. I think he was expecting him to drop low and shoot it over the top of him. But Vatira just waited it out on the back wall. And Toxic sent it right towards him. Toxic has a minute to work with now. He should be able to pick up the 100. Vatira brings the ball to him. Toxic will go for a catch. Will he go for a bump again? Double jump is not going to need to be a bump. Technically, it's Vatira who bumps him. Vatira was actually hiding behind the ball. Still a great read from Toxic, who could sense that Vatira was headed to challenge, whether he could see him in the camera or not. Toxic in his own half off the kickoff. This 50 is pretty favorable. This has to be a wall dribble, or wall to air dribble, I should say, even though Toxic has been denying some of them. No way he doesn't take it here. That's a slow bounce at Vatira. Those kind of plays worked earlier, and they'll work again. It just puts Vatira in an awkward spot defensively. He wants to make a strong save. He's forced instead to turn back around and make a really soft touch as a save that does not clear the ball meaningfully. And Toxic able to follow it up. Delay kickoff from Vatira. Toxic in a much better position. Vatira thought he was going to get another touch in a row, but Toxic intercepted it. And now he's got himself a lead. We might be headed to game 5. Vatira really expected Toxic to back off in that position. Maybe play scared, but Toxic cut it off. Delayed kickoff from him as he attempts to hold on to his lead, but Vatira has been pretty lethal out of this corner. Toxic gets a little bit of a touch. The ball is going to bounce perfectly near the net, and Vatira will tie it right back up. The delayed kickoff from Toxic put Vatira in control, and he was not able to fix it by trying to attack the ball high. Big kickoff win by Vatira. I don't think he can score it, though. That'll hit ground. We're going to go to OT in game number 4. Toxic trying to force game 5. Vatira trying to end his double or nothing run here at level 3. And not allow someone to match him and Juicy's record. 3 wins in a row. They were looking like they could have ran it up even more. I guess technically this would feel like the 4th win in a row, but he did cash out his previous run. Vatira in control. Pass to himself off the back wall, and it's a 6th. And a game winner. Vatira takes it 3-1 over Toxic. Toxic went just a little bit too far. The question is, does Vatira want to run it up again? Or is he going to cash out at his $62? Go double, he says! He wants to go double. Sure he is!